Protests in Iran spread to other cities. Demonstrators take to the streets. Gunshots are heard in many places. At night, barricades erected against government forces are set on fire. According to official data, at least 7 people have been killed in the clashes. The heaviest fighting is taking place outside the capital. In smaller towns, security forces are using live ammunition. The authorities confirm casualties on both sides. The immediate cause of the protests is the deepening economic crisis. Inflation, currency devaluation, and rising living costs are hitting the poorest hardest. Slogans calling for the overthrow of the Islamic regime are being chanted in the streets. Instead of focusing on fuel, the government should focus on other goods and lower their prices. For example, dairy products become more expensive 5 or 6 times a year. Other goods become more expensive 10 times a year, and they only focus on the price of fuel. Tehran speaks of an attempt to destabilize the country. The authorities accuse foreign centers of fueling the protests and announce a decisive response from the security services. A march in support of the regime was organized in Tehran. On the other hand, the president himself is calling on officials to address the problems of the provinces. This is an attempt to stop the escalation. It is possible that the government will be dissolved in an attempt to control the chaos. The people are dissatisfied. We have made a mistake. You have made a mistake. Don't blame America. Don't blame, someone else. We are the ones who must serve the people, and they should be satisfied with us. We are the ones who must manage our resources properly. We are the ones who must find a way and solve the problem. Except that Iran's internal situation matters to global players. The President of the United States has just warned Iran against further use of force against protesters. If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Tehran's response is predictable. Iran rejects outside interference, considering it a violation of its sovereignty. Iranians know U.S. rescue record well, from Iraq and Afghanistan to Gaza. Any intervening hand in Iran's security on pretexts will be cut off with a regret-inducing response. Iran's national security is a red line, not material for adventurous tweets. The Iranian regime also threatens American military bases in the region. A few days ago, the American president threatened Iran with an airstrike if it began rebuilding its nuclear capabilities.
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening. I heard Iran wants to make a deal. If they want to make a deal, that's much smarter. You know, they could have made a deal the last time before we went through, a big attack on them, and they decided not to make the deal. They wish they made that deal. So I think, again, they should make a deal.
At the same time, Moscow is offering assistance to Tehran. For several days now, Russian and Belarusian transport planes carrying weapons and ammunition have been landing in Iran. These are the most serious protests since 2022. At that time, Iran was shaken by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, who was detained and beaten by the police. In an act of defiance, young women in mosques removed their hijabs, demonstrating their disobedience to Islamic law. That wave was brutally suppressed by forces loyal to the Ayatollahs. Today's protests show that tensions in Iran continue to rise. Social discontent is combined with political rebellion, and any decision by the regime could trigger further escalation.